Welcome to episode 19. We are over the age of consent now by Juan Plus. How's it going, my brother?
Not too bad. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I always do that.
I know. Yeah, welcome back, everyone. It has been a long time.
It has
Life
been.
has happened.
Oh, man.
Can't go into too much detail, but life is life, and it is what it is.
It is what it is.
How are things over there in your Lone Star State, sir?
Lone Star State. Well, I could say it's aight. It's aight.
It's
No,
more
it's-
aight than
I mean,
California.
Oh, we're going with names now. California. I mean, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like it doesn't have the charm of a large selection of food. At least for now. Keep in mind, I am situated in one area of the Lone Star State that doesn't necessarily have diversity. Is the word I'm looking for, I suppose. Weather is fucking bipolar as shit. I mean, just today it was like 100 fucking degrees, like from nighttime to early morning as I was like driving to work, and then coming out of work it was fucking raining. I was like, what the fuck is this? with flood warnings, mind you.
Was it at least like comfortable rain, or was it that gross humid rain?
Depend. I mean, like not like a month ago when I told you we were having, was it 2 months ago or a month ago, we were having like that snowstorm thing I was talking to you about. It was it was like chilly. I had literally icicles just like coming off of my fucking car. But this one was more Indian monsoon feeling, so quite the humid. So I felt very
Indian?
stanny.
Gross.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Anyways, how goes everything over there, back at home?
It's, in some ways I'm surprised it isn't worse, but it's definitely not getting better.
Are we
California,
talking in terms of just the political spectrum, the
everything.
what spectrum are we
societally
talking about?
Societal, economical, it's all basically wrapped up in the same thing. I mean, the homeless situation still pretty bad, but something that was interesting that my sister actually noticed before I did was, so all of the encampments that were like in the valley, near where you and I live,
Like the 405, that camp you're talking about?
405, the 118, the Van Nuys, towards your place and also towards my place where there were several little encampments. They're all gone. Like poof.
What they do?
All the tents, no idea. No clue. But everybody's gone. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. Now, mind you, there are still a few little, gatherings of the hobos, but not nearly as much. Now, as far as downtown goes, I haven't been down there recently, so I can't say too much about that. But I know as far as the valley goes, it seems like there's less. So I guess that might be a good thing, or maybe it's a bad thing, because maybe they're just rounding them up and transporting them somewhere else where they need them. I don't know.
What do you think? Like harvesting their organs or something?
No, but the U.S. is known to, move black people,
Just throwing them on hobos.
homeless people, from state to state. So,
Now, why do you think they do that?
I mean, it could be a lot of different reasons. The superficial reason could be, oh, we don't like the look of homeless people here, so we're just going to get them out of our state. Or
I mean, with
there could be some kind of federal incentive to do that, like maybe they get a certain amount of money or something,
I mean, with the way things are going with inflation, I mean, I feel like we're gonna have an increase of homeless people.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was weird that I suddenly noticed less. But yeah, and then like I said, politically also, it's roughly about the same. It does seem like the majority of citizens now in California basically hate Newsom's guts. So it's unfortunate that the recall was uneventful, but
I mean, there could have been.
it was rigged.
Could have, yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. I mean, it's
Yeah.
From what it seems like, it's been shown that people on that side of that spectrum like to get away with some dirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, basically, in a gist, California is pretty much very similar to when you left, and not much has changed in the sense of good, but it also hasn't gotten worse. Which is funny because they brought back the mask mandate.
They did.
They did a while ago.
Are you telling me I'm gonna have to put a mask on?
No. Well, I mean, it depends where you go, but
Ugh.
literally everywhere I've been, nobody's asking. Nobody cares. Nobody's doing it. You still have people walking in with them. That's fine. You know, I might.
That is your right.
Exactly. And that's how it should be. But no one is getting in anyone's face. No one's saying, hey, you need to wear a mask to stand in line. Nothing. But the mandate's back. So it's just, it's just retarded. It's retarded, but it is good because, again, it is a good sign because it shows the state of the people. And the people just don't give a crap anymore.
Exactly.
So that's been nice. Also, nobody's asking all the businesses and stuff that were, required to ask for proof of vaccination and all of that.
Oof.
No one's asking. There was one place, and it was really weird. Do you remember Bar?
Bar.
No, not Bar, just R.
Bar. Sounds familiar. Where was it again?
Over in K-Town, it kind of has like a red lighting, and
I remember.
Yeah. So, I was literally there 1 week after the other. First week I went, nobody asked about anything at all whatsoever.
Okay.
Second week I was there was like some black guy out in front, and he was asking for proof of vaccination.
Uh-huh.
So I asked him, like, yeah, I got mine, because obviously I don't give a crap, and I still use my bootleg one.
Okay.
So I was pulling it out, and I go, just out of curiosity though, when did you guys start doing this? And he goes, oh, we've been doing it always, or something like that. I'm like, that's weird, because I was here like last week and nobody cared. And he goes, oh, really? I don't know. So not sure what that situation's like. That was the only
Floyd, man.
If George Floyd can't breathe, then you can't drink unless you've been vaccinated.
Yeah.
But but yeah. So I mean, that's the only place that was the exception. Literally everywhere else, nothing. So kind of good, kind of bad.
Dude, it's gonna be a culture shock for me when I come visit, because I totally forgot we had it.
Yeah.
Any of that stuff. I mean,
well, like I said, I doubt you might need to wear it in the airport, maybe. But that would be the extent.
Actually, no. Actually, the airports here don't care anymore. There's no mask.
I know. I'm saying when you land.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I can't imagine anywhere else carrying. Now, are you going to be picked up, or are you? What's the situation?
I don't know. I'm getting picked up, picked up.
Yeah. Then literally, that might be the only time you have to wear it.
Well, my family, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you had to get an Uber, then you might also have to wear it in the Uber, because I don't know what the state of Ubers are right now. I don't use them, so
that's overpriced in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Very.
It's getting overpriced.
No, it's been overpriced, dude. It's so stupid. Mm-hmm. Uber Eats, Post Malone. Uber bought Postmates. Post Baloney. Yeah, Uber bought Postmates, so Uber owns obviously Uber Eats and Postmates now. It's the same exact price for both. Mm-hmm. But anyways, Grubhub, all of the delivery services are all just rapingly overpriced, and I kind of understand the logic as to like how they are continuing to exist. They did a really good job with marketing. They did a really good job, wiggling their way into the brains of everyone. Like everyone knows what these, delivery services are. Mm-hmm. now that it's basically become a household name,
I mean,
you know,
they don't really have any competitors at this point, so you're kind of just forced to
yeah,
use their service.
yeah, and so people, I think, just do it out of convenience. But I'm having a hard time believing that's the only way that they're able to stay afloat, because if it's based off of convenience, then I can't imagine too many people willing to bite the. Well, I mean, I don't know. People are dumb, so maybe. It's just I did it not too long ago. It's funny because I've uninstalled the damn app like a million times.
Uh,
Um, but something came up, and I was like, well, I basically have to, order something. And the food items themselves only came up to about $18, which a little bit high for considering like what they cost if you just go to the place.
right.
But I was like, all right, $18. I mean, it is what it is.
Inflation.
Mm. But then once you get to the checkout, and it's like $37. I'm like, what
Oh, that's
the
a
hell? How is
huge
it
fucking jump, dude.
$37? So I look,
Is
and
this
then
fucking
it's,
McDonald's? What is this?
it was like a burger joint. I forgot what it's called, but it was retarded because you got tax, right, which is high now. Then you have your fees, which fees are kind of multiple things, but it's basically like a service fee plus then your uh whatever else fee.
Right.
And then you have like this new California thing, which was another several dollars. And what was the other thing? There was like another
What's
thing
this
that I've
new
never seen.
California thing? Is like a new tax they're like doing?
Yeah, there's like a new tax or whatever that, or maybe I don't think it's a tax, but I think it's specific to um, these services. Because back in what was that, 2019 or 2018, when they were trying to vote on whether or not to keep the drivers as contractors or make them employees, um, and I think the vote went to keeping them contractors.
And that makes a lot of
But
sense.
But with that being done, there were things that they needed to do in order to guarantee them basic, amounts of money,
Mm-hmm.
essentially. So there were some service fees and stuff that got included, like with gas and all these different things. I don't remember all the
Jeez.
details. I just know that a lot of things were ended up getting tacked on, and so now you can
I mean,
sometimes look at like 10 or more extra dollars to your order just based off.
just to add on to that, why the hell would you even want to do like food delivery service with the fucking gas prices right now? At
Yeah,
least in
well,
your case.
exactly. That's for sure why I won't do it ever again. But I mean, other people I can kind of understand, if they're just really in a hard time and they just need anything because they can't get any other job, fine. But yeah, as to make it like I used to do, even though to be fair, I didn't do Uber Eats full time. I was doing just regular Uber full time. Um, but yeah, to do it full time just doesn't make any sense anymore, especially here in California. Unless maybe you have like an electric car or hybrid,
Mm-hmm.
then okay, yeah, I can kind of see how that goes. Or over in the city, which I've seen sometimes, you have guys on bicycles and stuff doing it, which absolutely makes sense. If you're willing to put in the work for it, go for it. Um, but in just a regular car, nah, it's stupid.
It's not really worth it at this point.
No, it's so sad because when Uber first came out and like the whole idea of it, the business,
Yeah,
I was behind it. I was behind it. I was like, all right,
you are the Ubermensch, and you will drive me.
I'll drive you, buddy. I'll drive you all night.
Oh god, ew. Gay.
But yeah, so I was actually kind of happy and excited to see what would become of Uber and other companies like it. But of course, once it got all big and everything, they became bastards. So, oh well.
Well, that's well, now that I've been kind of studying economics a little bit more in detail, it's like I forgot the term they use for that, but essentially it's like when a business comes in as kind of like an IPO to a certain like sector, and it has its competitors, they're going to try to weed out their competitors by being the cheapest, and essentially when everyone else is wiped out, boom, go up the prices.
Yeah, but I mean that's what they want, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
well,
We
what other competitors do they have? I don't even think people take Lyft as much anymore.
Well, no, I don't mean so much as specifically Uber or whatever, but like it's what they, as far as the ones with the money and the authority, that's what they want for us, because they want us to be consumers forever. They don't want us to actually have a chance. They don't want us to actually save money.
Mhm.
That's why it's so stupid when you see sales and whatever. Even Black Friday, for crap's sake, dude.
Dude, I feel like
Black Friday actually used to be legit,
dude,
and
those.
now it's like, oh,
I mean, I feel like with
what?
those sales prices, I feel like it's a little predatory because I guarantee you it's the same price you're paying. They're just putting just a red marking on, the original price just to get you to buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Or what other places have been known to do is they sell their stock at higher prices throughout the year,
Mhm.
and then they'll bring it down for Black Friday, but it's actually still not a good deal, you know. And it's stupid because it used to not be that way. Same thing with shopping online.
Mhm.
Do you remember when shopping online was the literal smartest thing you could do?
Mhm.
Because the deals that you would get online were just
Look
insane.
at these deals.
Yeah, no tax,
Yeah,
no
cut
blah
out
blah
cut
blah,
out the
no overhead.
middleman. Just go
Yeah.
wholesale price.
And now it's like, oh, okay, maybe I'm saving $1 or two buying it online versus at a store.
Well, Amazon is such a conglomerate at this point that it's like, where else can you actually go for these deals when, like, everything's going through like a third-party seller, everything's just going through Amazon.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Amazon isn't even that good anymore.
No, it's not. It used to be.
And yeah, and it's like the deals that are good are now just mass-made China garbage.
Oh, Jeff Bezos gives you good deal, China.
Yeah, it's so frustrating to me.
Don't ignore Xi Jinping.
Sorry, China number one.
I mean,
But yeah, it's modern day
serfdom.
serfdom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, literally, we are being bred from birth to be a consumer,
I mean,
and it's.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I was just gonna say it's literally it's slavery of the wallet and of the mind.
Uh-huh.
It's stupid.
I mean, most people don't know how to break away from that. You know what I mean? I mean, there's that whole like minimalistic movement and all, but it's like essentially with most people.
The ironic thing about minimalists, though, is that
Mhm.
usually when they go and buy their minimalist
It's
type
fucking
crap,
expensive
it's
as shit.
super expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just sitting there thinking, really, really, nigga. Like
Really?
that's just, yeah. It's ironic.
I mean, it's essentially maybe. Oh, we're going down this hole again. The deep state. No, I won't go that deep. But
When
it's
you're
like-
Asian, you can't reach.
asshole. But essentially, it's like looking back at history and seeing what's the best way to control the populace. It's like now you have this great experiment, which is the United States, which is essentially, how are we gonna keep people in line? Just feed them garbage or whatever they think they need to make their worthless lives feel any better. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which is literally consumerism at this point. And I'm not far from that. I do fall in that category of me buying frivolous shit
Yes.
constantly. I mean, I'm talking about like literally an hour ago I just bought a Halo action figure. But,
Which one? No. I gotta know which one.
Oh, you're right. The Kotobukiya one.
Hotel Bukia.
Kotobukiya, the Japanese company.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, at
they-
least it's a decent one.
Yeah, it's high quality, but even when I hit the buy button, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think a great example of modern, or not just modern day, but I mean, literally what we're headed towards
Mhm.
is you just got to look at mobile gaming,
Really?
or
Mobile
I
gaming
guess
is
maybe
a-
gaming in general,
Uh-huh.
where you have microtransactions, right? You how do we keep the people engaged? How do we keep the people doing the thing that we want them to do? Well, what do we need? We need more money. Okay, how do we get more money? Well,
Micro
maybe we
penises.
can sell this super just unvaluable thing at outrageous prices, so that way when the consumer purchases this in-game item that has zero value in the real world, it'll make them feel good because, hey, look, they got that thing because they spent their money and now they have a skin or an item or whatever that makes them unique or maybe makes them better at the game or whatever. And guess what? It works. It is a stupid and asinine thing to do, especially in gaming. But it works because you have dingleberries all throughout the world who feel good when they buy something in a game, even though that thing
Instant
has
gratification.
no real world value. Yeah, it gives them exactly. Oh, it's only $20. Oh, that's cool. I mean, $20, and now I can look like a scorpion panda. You know, it's like,
Like what happened?
wow.
What happened to hardware? I know it's kind of like weird and to be talking about in like the video game spectrum of things, but like, do you remember like actually earning your fucking like rewards and shit?
Yeah, well,
Like buying a
that
complete fucking game and not buying a fucking season pass to buy a fucking piece
exactly.
of armor instead of just fucking earn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you earn it, or if it was a mistake or something left out by the developers, you simply just wait around until it's out, and then it's yours for free because you already bought the game.
Right.
You know, that's why I think Elden Ring. Obviously, I love
back to fucking Elden Ring.
whatever. I haven't even talked about it in this podcast,
Wow.
but obviously, I'm a fan of the Souls games. But I mean, I think that it's so funny to see how many people are just so anally salty that Elden Ring was doing so well. And
Who cares?
I think a lot of those people, obviously, you got some that are just bad at the game and they want to cry about it.
Mhm.
But the developers that were complaining, I think they were just so butthurt that a game could be made like games used to be made, in the sense of, you know, hey, you buy the game's yours. You want new equipment, you want new weapons, then keep playing the game and you'll find it.
Hey,
But it's yours for free.
Hey, From Software, you can't make that game, man. You can't get put the season pass in that game, From Software. And fucking people in Japan are like, oh, fuck you, Gaijin.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like the people complaining are basically the CCP. Like,
I know.
oh,
Right?
what are you doing? You cannot give these people things for free.
Well, you know, to be in all fairness, though, I guarantee you everyone within the CCP is probably not even playing video games.
I guarantee you, people in the CCP are. They're probably the only ones who are allowed to play the good ones.
Yeah, but then they
It's like being on Twitter or YouTube. It's illegal.
Yeah, but Did they like pass a law where it's like you're only allowed like 2-3 hours?
Yeah,
of,
but
like,
do you
game
think
time?
that's do you think that is actually going to apply to the people of power?
Dude, can you?
No.
Can you?
There's always
Can
there are
you?
always loopholes.
Can you imagine like a fucking like one of those speakeasies or like those like prohibition time like cellars, but
And
like
it's just a
a
LAN
bunch
center?
of it's just a bunch of Asian guys in the lines.
That would be sick.
I know,
That's like
right?
some cyberpunk stuff.
I know, right? And then like fucking you just like all these like Chinese Communist Party soldiers come barging in, just like, and everyone's like, oh no, no,
What a world it's turning out to be, man.
my season pass. I mean, all jokes aside, you know, it's probably a real world thing that's probably happening to all those gamers in China.
Yeah. Freaking the Third Reich in the future is gonna be like,
jeez.
Hail Steam.
Is it insane that like I'm pretty sure I've heard about this, but you know, essentially, the U.S. is trying to pass, I guess, any jurisdiction when it comes down to pandemics to the WHO, which I'm like, doesn't the WHO is the majority shareholder like fucking China or something?
Yeah, I don't know if
It's
they're
a
the
little
majority
shit.
shareholder,
But, you know,
but
they
they
have a
do.
lot of
They are the
influence.
majority or something. Yeah. No, it's dumb. I mean, everything's dumb, dude. That's why I'm getting
I
more and
mean, this
more
is
sick and tired of things.
and this is our own fucking president saying this. It's like we're gonna leave it up to the WHO to decide what the fuck we're gonna do for the next pandemic. I'm like, yeah, but the WHO is like, they're fucking like run by China essentially. Like, what the hell are you doing, man? And I guarantee you the reason, part of this fucking inflation, and you know, I sound fucking crazy for saying this, and I know everyone's aware that like China's in complete lockdown right now, and a lot of her manufacturing comes from fucking Shanghai. Like,
China.
a part of me wants to think that this is just to fuck up the world economy. You know, it's not
Oh, of course,
essentially
that's
just
definitely a part of it.
yeah, it's not essentially just trying to shut down. Like, oh no more COVID. It's just like, fuck you, United States. Essentially, is what I think it is.
I think it's a part of it. I don't think that last part
Yeah.
is. I mean, all you have to do is look at all of the people going to jail for reporting on certain things, and it's usually the people that are coming out saying, "Hey, look, China can't get a hold of its own pandemic."
I mean, they started this
and
bullshit. I still don't see
yeah,
why we're not like having them accountable for all this bullcrap. I just,
no,
it
because
baffles me.
everybody needs China. Everybody wants China money. They want China, investment and all this kind of crap.
See,
Even though China has a very lucrative history of screwing people over when it comes to investing in China and all that kind of stuff. So it's people being stupid because they're blind when they are confronted with profit, and then they're confronted with the possibility of a new market.
I mean, it comes down to like, in simple terms, it just comes down to a lot of fucking rich people making a lot of bad decisions that affect a lot of normal people like us.
Yeah, that's very simple.
Simple. But it's like, dude, we essentially just sold out our entire like working economy to a country that literally is modern day slavery, or practice modern day slavery. But you know, we're all over here fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking righteous splaining, or whatever the fucking term I'm looking for. It's like
whatever new age term,
BLM or racism this, and
it's so funny because that is a big one, right? That people are
huge,
concerned with.
Fucking huge.
The second place thing that I've been noticing over the past couple of years, first thing is all this bogus racism and victimization and all this kind of crap. The second thing is themselves. The second thing that people are obsessed with now that keeps them from focusing on things that matter are themselves.
Well, essentially, human beings are narcissistic to their nature, to a sense.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like way worse now. It is way worse now.
Mm-hmm.
You look at what social media has become, and it's like any semi-decent looking chick is basically a hooker. A hooker, a whore.
Okay.
They got OnlyFans. They've got follow me on Instagram. I needed all my likes and stuff. Or it's like with the fitness craze and stuff. It's like a semi-decent looking girl who's fit. Oh, I've got to have all these booty pics. I've got to have all this crap or whatever. And I need likes. Oh, I can't just have one account. I have to have another account and all this kind of crap.
Or my favorite thing is like, I stand with BLM or I stand with Ukraine, but like they just have their ass out next to the fucking flag or something.
Yeah, it means nothing. It means nothing, and yet people are
protest is zilch.
Yeah, people are so obsessed with this stuff, and they're willing to spend time and actual money on themselves. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to stuff that actually matters, like, hey, let's figure out what happened on, I don't know, 9/11 or actual stuff going on in Ukraine or whatever. People don't have the time of day, so they'll read a headline.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's what happened. Okay, now back to my posting videos of my workout routine while my booty's hanging out or whatever. It's like,
let me just read the headline, make a post about that headline, but hashtag myself in it, and then we'll move on from there.
Yeah, it's just there's so many things at play nowadays that it's crazy to think that, dude, not too long ago, you and I were hanging out in high school and slightly outside, like during college and stuff, and none of this shit existed.
That's true. I forgot about those times.
Yeah.
Like,
This is all recent, but it just like it happened so quickly. Yeah.
Like, I mean, just cracking certain jokes will fucking put you on the radar, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
But like back in the day, it's fucking bullying. And you know the funny thing about bullying is when my fucking parents told me, or at least my dad and my son, was like, good, fucking get tough from that. Like, you grow a thicker skin from getting bullied. Now these days, people get bullied and they call it anxiety or mental illness, or, you know, you're oppressing me. You're oppressing me with words. They're like daggers on my poo-poo.
Have you ever had daggers in your poo-poo?
No.
Happened once. It kind of sucks.
What the fuck?
Forgot what it ate, but it like didn't quite soften up enough.
Okay, daggers and poo-poo are definitely different from what I thought in my head.
What did you think?
It sounds like to me you had a couple. You just need fiber in your system, is what it sounds like to me.
No, it was like this weird chip thing.
Exactly.
It was like a chip, but it was like super hard. Fiber doesn't make chips soft. Fiber makes things pass.
Yeah, I know. It just sounds like you a little bit more fiber in your system from what I'm hearing.
No, it was chunks of chips that didn't digest right, and when it came out, it was pokey.
For some reason, like I think of daggers and poo-poo, I like some like homeless dude taking a shit like in some fucking alley, and so I can just picture a ninja with a throwing star just coming out of nowhere.
Oh, that's a shuriken in poo-poo. Okay, it's not a dagger.
Whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, a fucking hijab or whatever.
Hijab in poo-poo.
Yeah, hijab in poo-poo.
Yeah, there's so much, you know, and it doesn't help that right now, seemingly more than ever, mind you, realistically speaking, it's probably been happening for a while. It's just starting to actually, you know, becoming a reality. But it's like we're not just fighting ourselves, we're not just fighting rich people, but we're fighting our very government, and it may not even be necessarily.
Well, all those things seem to me are kind of tied in with each other.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Rich people,
that's
government. I mean, you know, it's baffling to think that at some point the president only made like $200,000 a year, but then you got freaking Obama, for example, multi-millionaire with like his mansion in Martha's Vineyard or something like that. I'm like, okay, how
look at people that aren't even president. Look at the people who aren't even president. Look at freaking Nancy below the knee boob Pelosi.
Oh yeah.
You know, freaking her poor
the whore of Babylon.
Breastises. The whore of Babylon. Dude, she could be like a freaking Dark Souls boss with her breastises being used as weapons.
Or that fucking weird ass scene where she's like fucking putting her hands together looking at Joe Biden like
yeah. Weird lady. But anyways, look at someone like her. Mm-hmm. She's not president.
Yep.
And yet she's making tons of money, so much so that the internet was like, wait a minute, if we just follow her investment habits, we'll make money. And guess what? They were. And then they you know, started to close those accounts and stuff because they're like, that's not cool.
Well,
you know, but
you know, there's that whole fiasco that when the pandemic happened, she had some insider trading information that essentially made her into a multimillionaire when the shit all like hit the fan.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like it's all, everyone's kind of hand in hand with each other. Meanwhile, the people that actually matter, aka us, which I say lightly because we kind of don't matter either. That very lightly. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, we do, because if we're not cool with the people in power, then if everybody is on the same page, then we can get rid of them. Like, we outnumber them, but we're so dumbed down that it doesn't happen anymore. So, I mean, it's just like we get screwed while they continue to make more and more than ever before. Meanwhile, okay, you have that you know, consumerist idea from birth. Uh-huh. On top of that, you have, you know, what do you call that? CIA and all these other guys going around posting, you know, mind you, they're undercover, but going around posting stuff about, trying to advocate this new world forum. What do they call it? The World Economic Forum type of mentality.
Are you talking about you will own nothing and you will be happy?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, you look at this whole, not really a trend yet, but it's like they're trying to make it a trend of
Pod housing,
fun and affordable housing, in a little
pod.
tiny pod for $400 a month.
Mm-hmm. No, it's that one.
It's like, we can't catch a break as the little guy,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sad too, because if you think like this and you can see the obvious BS, and you speak out, then you're crazy. You're some insane person and you can't be trusted with anything. But it's like, no, guys, you guys are the ones who are actually sad and dumb because you don't see what's happening plain as day, that they are breeding us for stupidity.
It all comes down to mental conditioning. It baffles me that, like, for example, a person my age is content with paying like $3,000 for like a small loft, which, that's that programming coming to sense. It's like, you'll have less, but you'll be happy. Or the skew from, like, essentially they're just destroying the middle class, man. The family values of people just earning, their things from like hard work, and essentially it's just being slowly depleted because people harboring all the expenses of the middle class. They're gonna keep raising prices until essentially we're gonna be eliminated from the social class. So it's just gonna be the haves and the have-nots at this point.
Yeah, and it's retarded too, because they're not even doing it the right way. I mean, listen, you want to take over our minds and our money and everything. You know what? Fine. There's a short chance in hell that we're actually going to turn that around. Fine. Then give me my jetpack. Give me my flying cars. Give me something that will really just help to distract. I don't need more reality TV shows. I don't need more pop music. That's all. I'm over it. Give me something that'll really distract me, or like VR, where I can touch things and taste things. Fine.
To be honest with you, I think that's the direction they're trying to go with the metaverse.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, the metaverse is a joke.
Well,
dude.
The VR whole thing, it's Ready Player One bullshit. But the funny thing is, I get fucking motion sickness from VR, so you've already lost a customer there.
That's true. Yeah, no, the metaverse is an interesting thing because there was so much hype about it, and a lot of people.
I'm Mark Zuckerberg. I am the reptilian.
Yeah, all it is a slightly polished but gayer version of VR chat. That's all it is. They display to the world stuff that's been around for a while now.
Yeah, that's true.
There was nothing new about it. There was nothing cool about it. There was nothing attractive about it. It's like, oh, well, it's VR, but it's also AR, augmented reality. I'm like, who cares? Are you adding new tech to it? Are you improving the like sensory feedback to the user? No, then I don't see what the hell's going on. And it's funny because
when you say sensory feedback, I think of like all those weird hentai games.
Well, you're part of it. Hey, man, it's a free country for now.
Sugoi. It's a free country for now. Yeah, that's true. It's a free country.
But it's funny to me that even Elon Musk wasn't happy about it, the metaverse thing.
He's been having some really weird cryptic Twitter posts lately, like something about him exposing whatever side he's trying to expose and saying, if I disappear, just so you know, because I said this.
Really? I haven't seen that.
I mean, I don't know if it's like, I haven't 100% fact checked it. It's kind of like,
well, then you can't bring it up, buddy.
Yeah, but it's still,
we're a podcast of facts. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, at least I admit that I didn't fact check it, okay? Not like fucking Fair. CNN. No. I'm Brian Stelzer. This is reliable sources.
Yeah.
Why does my last name sound like a seltzer?
Because it was boring and sparkling water.
Yeah, Jesus fucking. I fucking love that clip when those fucking college students just tore into that fucking creepy motherfucker. It's like, so
wow, you're all. When did you become a pirate?
I mean, a pirate.
You're like cussing all up and down this podcast.
I'm telling you, man.
Listen, bro, I'm the one who's pissed. All right,
I think it's the move. Anyways, I'm pretty sure you've seen it, but like those college students ripping him a new one. Essentially, it's like, so why did you say that, even though it wasn't true? And he's like, cause I'm fat.
Mm-mm. No, I haven't seen that.
And I mean, that's not really what they said, but you know,
Oh, so
essentially,
you're lying about that too now. Great though.
the I'm fat part. No shit. Of course he didn't say that.
Yeah.
But no, but he definitely was like stuttering.
Yeah.
I mean, just peeling back the layers of like consumerism, modern day serfdom, and all that. It's like, you think at some point, like, you know, with all this like, you know what a rebus is, right?
Sounds familiar. Can't remember.
It's essentially that union of opposites thing, like one
Oh.
gender.
Yeah.
Which I can kind of like look in like the whole transgender LGBT movement, that like, you know, people saying, oh, I'm a man but I'm a woman, or I'm both, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, a part of me want to say this push for this type of like, you know, culture is kind of like, you know what like anti-natalism is, which essentially it's like, you know, anti having a family, anti reproducing.
Yeah.
Do you think this like agenda is kind of being pushed by who knows who pulling the strings just to kind of control the population? But then we're all too fucking stupid to realize it and think it's fucking the in thing to be down with this movement.
Yeah, so I mean, I definitely believe that it's being pushed by the powers that be.
Mm-hmm.
However, I don't think it's a matter of like people are too dumb to realize it. What I believe is people are innately selfish. People want what they want.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with the traditional family is that although that is literally the most fulfilling and happiest you could ever be is settling down in a committed family,
right?
It still requires you to sacrifice. You have to sacrifice your time. You might have to sacrifice your dreams. You might have to sacrifice money and all this kind of crap, right? Right now, you live in a day where you have tons of people getting married who will not even consider having children until after they've done their stuff. You know, oh yeah, I'll have kids after I go and travel the world, and after we you know, have, you know, go to all the raves that we could ever want, or whatever bullcrap, you know. And instead of understanding that, like, no, like the longer you wait, the worse you're gonna be having children. And it's the same thing with people who wait forever to get married. You know, that's assuming right, that you actually have the intention of getting married and having kids. Well, that is rare these days.
Because that's a biological thing. The longer you put it off, the more likely you're not going to be able to have children.
Yeah, but nobody wants to think about that.
Yeah, they don't realize that. It's not basic biology that's taught. I mean, come on. Well, that you personally,
because what's taught right now, what's taught right now is not science. It has bits and pieces of science in it, but what it is right now is basically an anti-religious religion, where it's about the cult
of personality.
Here's biology. What's biology? Well, you see, it's a study of yourself, and basically here are the facts of biology. But you know what? Also yourself, and you can change these things if you want, basically. So, you know, people don't want to go and breed anymore. You know, generally speaking. Again, it's not 100%, but generally speaking, people don't want to do it anymore. It's too inconvenient. It seems painful. It seems like a financial burden.
Okay, that one
so on and so forth. Yeah. Everybody has their different reasons. But the reality is, it's all bad. It's all coming from this place of
demonio.
or something, you know. And that's just not great. And then you have too, just at its basic, you know, sense of things, which is marriage itself. I don't want to tie myself down to one specific person. Why would I do that? Why would I ruin the fun? You know, why not just keep being single and dating different people and sleeping with different people?
It's cool to be a whore at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. That you know, and it's kind of going back to the whole thing about social media. It, literally, it's all about, hey, I'm basically a tease of a slut, and look at me, look at me, look at me, but also don't touch me, don't ask to marry me, don't do this. Don't, I'll look at dating apps and stuff like that.
Tinder
Yeah, it's and mind you, it might be on both sides. I don't know, but I do know that there is a general thing of like, if people don't interact with me, the first thing out of their mouth needs to be like the perfect thing. If it's not, well, they're obviously not the
or
one.
my favorite one. They better be 6'1" and above, or they're not getting inside my veggies.
Yeah, there's so many things at that I could complain about, but the reality is that there is this very new thing. Well, it's not new, but it's a lot more popular now than it ever has been.
Right.
Of commitment is lame, and anything that doesn't make you feel happy is basically a burden and shouldn't be a part of your life.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to be on that boat myself. The commitment train, at least.
True.
But you know what? Just give it up, guys. Just give it up. I don't know, man. It's like, it's funny.
You're still a virgin in my eyes, okay?
Oh God, Jesus Christ. Anyways, it's funny because I had a conversation with my coworker the other day, and it's exactly what we're talking about right now. It's like the push for the destruction of the natural nuclear family, and the push for LGBT/transgender rights, which is to me kind of odd because it's always been like a small proportion of like the population, but they're just so loud. You know what I mean? And which harkens back to the whole anti-natalism thing. It's like the reason why I feel like they have such a voice and it's being amplified is because whoever the powers may be, whoever owns these big corporate government or big corporations or whatever, is giving him that voice. Look at Disney, for example. It's like, isn't Disney supposed to be essentially just a media for your children to enjoy something that's ingested in an educational, safe environment for your so-called child? But now it's like, no, we gotta teach him LGBT rights and dick and dicks and butts and butts. You know what I mean? It's just so backwards. Like, don't SJW my fucking Star Wars, man.
That's way too late for that.
Yeah, it's there already. I mean,
it's always funny to me every time something new comes out and you're all pumped about it. You're like, oh bro, I can't wait. Oh, it's gonna be cool. And then all of a sudden, like, you start watching it, and then I hear from you, oh man, it got gay. I'm like, yeah, no crap. Like when in the Mandalorian, when they changed from Slave 1 to Rebel 1 or some bullcrap.
I mean,
it's like, it's gonna happen.
Okay. You can't shit on me for that. Because
yes, I can. I can do it all day long, buddy.
I know you can. You're my friend. But essentially, there's a part of me that's still holding to that part of my childhood. You have to release it. Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing about that.
Fucking finish, fine. Go ahead and finish. All right.
I said, essentially, there's a part of me that is still holding on to my fucking childhood. But then I'm also cynical in the sense to see the bullshit that it's doing to my childhood / pulling on my nostalgia strings and realize, okay, fuck you guys.
Exactly, and that's the thing I was going to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Is you want to hold... No, you shut up, okay?
Fuck you. I exactly knew what you were going to say, asshole.
Is holding on to that little bit of childhood stuff is actually super important.
Yeah, exactly.
But the way that you do it could actually end up backfiring. So when you hold on so much and you become, no offense, because you're not that bad, but you hold on to it and you become like a little, like a fanboy. It's like, oh, every new thing I'm like super excited for.
No,
you actually end up, I know you're not that bad, but you're almost there. With certain things. But you actually end up tainting that bit of childhood by being let down by all the new age bullcrap that they end up shoving up the anus of whatever beloved thing that you are watching or listening to.
You say that, and I just picture that like fucking South Park episode with like fucking George Lucas raping that stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, or Indiana
I'd
Jones.
agree.
No.
Yeah. So I mean, being cynical is fine. Like I know
Oh,
I'm
I am
also cynical, but
to varying
and being
levels.
and having that little bit of childness still in you is also really good. But you've got to learn how to use that cynical aspect in a way that actually benefits the little kid inside of you. You know, don't be excited for things that you should know better. Are probably going to be ruined or stupid or whatever, or new age gay homo crap. And allow that part of you to remember the thing that you loved as it was, instead of watching like, I don't know, just making something up, oh, I really love Indiana Jones.
I really don't.
And then the next one, I know, I'm just making it up. And then the next movie, you're like, oh, wow, it looks so cool. But, it's like made by like a transvestite,
Damn,
director
okay.
or whatever. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. It doesn't matter, man. It's probably going to be good. You sit down, you watch it, and then
Indiana
somewhere down the movie,
Jones
Indiana
and the
Jones is
Temple
making
of
out with a
Chinese.
dude. Yeah, he enters a temple where there's a bunch of transvestites, and you can only imagine what happens from there.
And
Like,
then they have the Asian kid. He's like, no, Dr. Jones, don't suck that dick. And he's like, I have to.
can you not make the sound effects? It's freaking fag. Anyways,
No, Dr.
yeah. So I
Jones.
mean, now you've tainted
Oh,
that bit of happy childhood
oh.
that you had by allowing yourself to sit down and watch some new age corporate bull crap with some stupid political message in it. Better to just be cynical and then wait until everything's out, look into it, be like, oh, there's actually completely void of any BS, then I'll watch it. And then now you're like, wow, that was great.
In
with no disappointment.
Or in my case, just don't pay for it. Just pirate everything, watch it, and be like, oh,
Yes, I mean,
thank God I
that
paid
is
money for that.
yeah, on the financial aspect of things, that's better. But I mean, you still end up, hurting your little. Yeah.
I mean, depends, man. I'd say I can say.
Obviously,
bullshit
entertainment's
to me.
not that important.
To
right?
me, no.
Like,
not
for
to
instance,
me.
Well, I mean, it is on some things.
To a certain extent, yes.
Yeah. But like for instance, we'll bring up the Chief or whatever the stupid TV show's called for Halo.
We're here
Okay.
now.
They
Master Cheeks.
They and you hyped it up.
Clapping
You hyped it up like
cheeks.
crazy. Okay.
I did.
And there were, once it was out,
That was garbage.
there were aspects of it that were respectable.
Mhm.
There were aspects of it where it felt like, hey, that's a little bit Halo-esque.
Mhm.
But then they completely ignored and raped the idea of Halo
Mhm.
by, one, taking off Master Chief's helmet. Now we
Oh.
get to see what he looks like.
God.
Doesn't even look like
He's
who
fucking-
Master Chief would
he's a
look like.
Mexican
Okay.
dude, man.
And worst of all,
He
it's not
looks
even
like your cousin.
worst of all, he doesn't even sound like Chief. Then what's next? Oh, we'll have a butt naked scene. Nobody wants to see Master Chief butt naked.
Or
Okay,
show
well.
him fucking some chick.
Yeah, I mean, I remember you telling me that, and I haven't seen anything floating around on the internet about that yet. But it's just regardless.
It
I mean,
happened.
and then imagine later. Okay, just imagine later. Instead of him doing the cochinadas with female Spartan, he's gonna walk up to some like random Marine dude
Oh, come on.
and be like, "That's the thing. That's the thing." And what were the red flags, Jan? Now in retrospect, what were the red flags that stood out before it ever came out that could have told you it was gonna go this way?
They didn't like play any of the games. Is the big one.
Exactly. And then it's being made by Paramount. When was the last time Paramount made anything good?
Well, Paramount's one of those SJW companies.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, there, at least to me, those are two huge ones. Okay. And then, secondly, it's a series. When was the last time almost any series was worth watching? It's been a while, because there used to be.
It's been a while.
But it's been a really long time since there was ever an actually substantially good series ever.
Oh, yeah.
You know, some people say it was Game of Thrones. To me, I didn't see it. You know,
that was pretty bad.
but yeah, I mean, so obviously my tastes are different,
Well, I think
but
I think
I'm
I
just a little
think
bit more critical.
I think it gets bad when you take that fandom to a level where it becomes your identity.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. That's when it comes to main media or
Mhm.
mainstream media,
Main media.
they want that to be your identity. They want you
Make you a
to look at
consumer.
yeah, they want you to look at something that used to make you feel like a man or used to make you feel like you believed in something that was super epic and awesome and cool that had some kind of moralistic values but also was just over the top epic, and then they want to take it and then serve it to you in a way where it's like, hey, look, shiny things here and there but also giant penis for your gay little mouth. And it's like they want to taint it. They
Mhm.
literally, because they talk about it all the time, rewriting history. The what is that, the what is that stupid curriculum, the something something something, or they like rewrite American history in a way that uh basically makes all of America seem evil and crap. The something, I can't remember what it was called, but anyways, it was a big deal for a while and still is. You know, it's just rewriting things and serving it to you with a new twist, but like not a cool kind of lame, but still kind of fun twist, like an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
What the
But
tweez?
like, yeah, but instead of you end up getting like some weird West Hollywood back alley twist,
Uh,
which is not fun. So I mean, it's
well,
just all of it pisses me off.
well. If we're gonna talk about Halo, like for me, when it comes down to like nostalgia, like Halo hits me harder, not in the sense that it's a badass franchise. It ties more down to like family for me. And I mentioned it earlier with you, which is like, the first time I played Halo, I was in Texas with my cousin, which ironically enough is where I ended up living. Um, and believe it or not, this month is kind of the anniversary of when he passed away. So that's why I kind of I mean, Halo to an outsider can seem like a mediocre, like, IP slash game franchise. It could be any other shooter. But to me, it's like, it was just that nostalgia of my childhood, being able to play with my cousin who I dearly miss now. First time I ever played the campaign, Halo 1. And his kind of hence the reason why it harkens back to my adult life, the reason why I'm so attached to it. And the reason probably why I gave the fucking show a chance, which ended up just wasting my fucking time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I
So,
mean, we all have our reasons
mhm.
for enjoying things that are nostalgic.
but
But that's why I say what I say, because
but but
instead of it just being a sweet, awesome memory,
yeah,
now
but
it's been
the
tainted with this garbage.
see, the thing is, I wouldn't say it's like tainted, but it's, yeah, I saw it, but it's like, you know what, it's, I can erase this from my head because I still have those happy memories in my head. So I don't
I
let it
mean,
get to
that's
be
good.
too much.
Yeah, not
Then
not everybody does that, but I mean, that's good for you. But I also know that you don't erase everything. Like I know for a fact, you're probably always going to clearly remember
Master Cheeks.
Chief's cheeks.
Oh yeah, as a joke. I am Cortana, Master Cheeks. Whatever. It's forgettable.
Cortana, clap my cheeks.
Clapping cheeks. Social credit score deducted.
Dude, that guy's so old now, it's crazy.
I fucking love that guy.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's great because he looks like he actually has fun with all those different things
Shit,
that
I
people tell
would
him to
be
say.
too if I was doing cameos and getting paid $300 per cameo.
Is it 300 for him?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Can you imagine
crazy.
just like, oh, if I say some stupid fucking line here, $300 right there.
Yeah,
Mm.
true.
It,
Well,
it'd be nice to have intellectual property that I can go back on, but unfortunately, I'm a waste, and therefore I am.
yeah,
I mean, I gotta take a leak.
yeah. Well, should we call it?
I mean, yeah, I've been holding for like the last 10 minutes.
All right, sounds good. Well, everyone, thanks for listening, whoever is. And yeah, it's kind of weird to be back, but we do plan on coming back and being committed to this.
Coming back and actually putting some thought into what we're probably going to put out next.
Yes. So can't say that it'll be every week. We will definitely hit every other week.
Try.
And yeah, try to go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But until next time, everybody enjoy themselves. Have a great night, or whenever it is that you're listening to. Have yourself a good cocktail, especially right now. Things
God
are getting
damn
a
it!
little
I was
heated.
gonna fucking say that. You stole that from me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You can say the same thing.
No, I'm gonna say something else now.
Okay, well then. All right. Don't have a cocktail then, unless Jan tells you to.
Just have a cock.
Of course, he would say something good. Any words? Last words for you, Jan?
No, not from here.
All righty. Have a good night, everyone.